Hey guys, after a crazy week, I got to get in my studio. Excuse me. And before I started working in my journal this week, I decided to get some newsprint and just really loosen up and make some messy marks. I'm using my Lyra graphite water soluble pencil. I've been away from the studio traveling for work for a little while. And so I just really wanted to get in the mind state of working in my journal and just being loose and free and just seeing exactly where that takes me. So I'm just going to do a little bit of mark making. If you really approach your page and you feel the tension in your shoulders, then that's a sign. Like I like to work loose and free, and sometimes just like a little free play with something that doesn't even have to be anything. It's not a journal page. It's literally a piece of newsprint that I use as my underpaper that I had set to the side for whatever reason, and just, if I throw it away afterward, that's okay too. But it's just really to kind of open my mind up, to get things moving around and just enjoying this black marks onto this neutral background. So, I've had a crazy stressful week. We've got a bad diagnosis about one of our children, our fur babies. She's been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and I've cried what seems like a river that I can't stop crying about it. And I was away for work, and I'm back away now. I was home for 2 days. And I just gave her all my love, and we hope that we will have her with us for a little while longer. But it's just been rough. Like, life happens and rough things happen to us, and the journal is my place that I get to explore, and I could just really feel this tension in my body. And that's kind of like a tip. Maybe if you want to work a little looser and you've got a lot going on, and maybe your mind is heavy, your spirit is heavy, your emotions are heavy, then you can just all let it go out on the page. And if you want to use this, like I will surely use this as backgrounds and collage materials, but it's just kind of like a warm up. So I'm just having a fun little warm up, and about right now is where I'm beginning to feel like, okay, I'm feeling it. Like, all of these things are coming to me. I'm loving how the graphite and the water are working on this newsprint, so I feel like I'm good. I'm listening to some good music in the background, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my journal. I believe I used this journal in another page, maybe not, but I will link the beautiful person who made this. She is on Instagram, and it is a blue color, which is not my go-to. When I use blues, I use like teals and not necessarily like blue, but Shelly did a beautiful job on this journal, and I love it so much. So I'm taking a piece of scrap newsprint and I'm just gluing it down. I love how the rusty nickel azo quinacridone, whatever it is, gold right there, just is really, really working with that blue. And then because I had that Lyra out and I was really just enjoying the marks, I'm going to go ahead and just make some wild messy marks and some using the paintbrush just to kind of activate that and move it around, making some splatters. And of course, like any Tiffany fashion, I don't have a clue. So, yeah, there's that, I just don't ever know what's going to happen. And then I had this yearbook paper, like photos beside me, and I thought, oh my gosh, I've been using those way too much. I want to try something new. And then I saw my Click magazine. So Click magazine is a photography magazine, and this picture just like gave me chills almost when I saw it. I was like, this was destined to be on this page. And what I did know is I knew that I wanted to cut it down a little bit, so you saw me tearing it in a very organic manner. But I also didn't want to cover up all of that gold, so I'm just going to tear it off. because, you know, that's how I roll. Just tear that paper back off because, you know, I have that gold Nicolazo's gold, but I sure didn't want to have to reuse it, I guess, and break out the paint. So, yeah, you just never know what this brain of mine goes through. As if, though, that was a sacred piece of paper, I guess. But we're going to explore and we're going to use it and collage with it and kind of see where that takes us. And I love this face, and I feel like it is very emotional and kind of speaks to the week that I've had. And so I really like it. So I'm just going to glue it down beside the face, and then I'm going to take that little scrap bit and I'm going to paste it down below, not really having any idea what's going on or where it's going to move from here, just knowing that I really like it. So I had this paper that said broken, and then I had another paper that said secrets. And I was kind of tinkering between the two. And I believe I decided not to go with either of those words because it really didn't capture it. And that was something that was previously written that are just kind of like secret messages that are on my desk sometimes. Because let's just face it, I'm a mess. A messy mess. And what should probably be thrown away a lot of times in my studio doesn't get thrown away because the giblet is just too great. It's just too much. So I'm going to kind of write some secretly broken. I think of that came because I felt like after I got the news about my Sadie girl that I still had to put on a mask and kind of fake it because I was away at work, and I owe my students and the people that I'm training, I owe them my best. And so I just had to kind of push it to the side and do what I had to do to make the week happen. And so I felt like I was secretly broken, but I couldn't really share it with anybody because I didn't really, that's a whole nother can of worms when you start telling people about what's going on in your personal life and, so I just played with that, and then I realized it was all wrong. It just wasn't feeling right. So what did I do? I just said, okay, that's cool. I grabbed my large font book paper that I had sitting on my desk, and I just took a minute, paused, and just read through some of the things that I had saw. And I came up with what I felt like this was saying, and you'll see in a minute. I'm just going to kind of piece some of my spirit animal. Y'all can think I'm crazy, but that's what I call masking tape because I always use it. It's like my art spirit animal. Somebody's not going to get it, and that's okay. It's not for everybody. This channel is not for everybody either. Only for the people that understand my weirdness. If that's you, thanks for hanging out again. Okay, so I'm just kind of playing, and I wanted to grunge it up a little bit, so that's when you saw me taking that blending stump and my masking tape and just kind of playing. The white outline of that page was kind of like, I don't know, kind of rubbing me a little bit, and so I wanted to make that kind of go away and grunge up a little bit. I don't know if you could really tell it in the image because it was like a little white piece of paper. Like where it was torn, it had like a little white border. I don't know. It probably didn't make any difference, but to me, it was kind of irritating and kind of making my gut hurt. So the words that I found was, she wondered if she was alone. And so I put that, and I'm going to paste that down. And I think it is perfectly fitting for this page, for this image, and for some of the things I went through this week. So I hope that this has given you courage to maybe dig down deep and use journaling to help you through some of the difficult times. And, work through your shiznit. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And while I'm doing this voiceover, I see a face in the bottom corner of the other page. And I did not see that when I was looking at the journal. It's weird how you can see stuff sometimes. So thanks, guys, for hanging out with me and listening to me chat about the crazy week I've had. I love each and every one of you. Thank you if you'll hit the subscribe button. I love it a bunch. If you would like to leave me a comment and kind of tell me, that little giblet right there just makes the whole page pop. Leave me a comment and tell me how your week's been going. I would love to hear about it. Give me a thumbs up and don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, honey child, toodaloo.